All right, this is the now fourth video for this final project. And in this video, I'm going to code the home page, just the PHP part of it. Okay, so all we're doing here is showing some data and how this will work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just create a select statement for the data in my database. And if you recall, we have our ERD, but now I'm going to work right inside our actual database here. So I'm going to look for my recipes. Okay, and I don't need my comments here. All I want to do is grab the recipe title, the ID, and the recipe description. So I'm going to go dbh prepare, and I'm going to select all from, and you remember it's rec_recipes. Oops. Great. And I do not need any parametric binding here because there is nothing dynamic about this SQL statement. I'm simply saying, hey, database, get me your stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and execute this and just do a while loop, assuming that there would be multiple entries. And I'll go ahead and just write my fetch statement here. Again, just keeping it consistent for you. And now I'll get my IDs. IDs equals row. I'm going to just do numbers in this one. And title can be equal to row 1. And description, or the recipe itself, would equal row 2. Super duper. So I'm just going to echo out recipe, and we're going to look at it inside the browser. Okay, I'm going to echo recipe and maybe add some break tags. Now, keep in mind, we would be doing this probably in something, an HTML framework like Bootstrap or Foundation, and we would have margin top inside each of our sections. So right now I'm going to do this. I'm going to my localhost. We're going to look at final project, and this is what I have for my recipe. Okay. Now, what's interesting about this is it looks like it's a list, which I'm fine with. I can remove it and control it however I want. But now what I would want to do is have only a preview of this, okay? And we've got to make sure that we have, this is the recipe itself. So initially I'm going to do something like echo, we'll do an H5 tag, but it wouldn't matter because you would be using this implemented in your own CSS anyway. So H5, like that. I hit refresh, and now I have this strawberry shortcake. Slice the strawberries. Let's make it an H3. Just a little bit larger. Base level tags are a pain. I'm so used to using CSS for this stuff. Now, this page would probably have an image, probably floated left, and it might have. So let's get an image in here. So we're going to find images.google.com, and let's look for strawberry shortcake. Yay. Yum. Okay, cool. This looks like a good one. And I'm just going to save the image, but I'm going to save it with a funny name. It looks like, once we have this open, it looks like it's probably a JPEG, but I'm just going to call it a number 1. Yeah, see, it's a format JPEG. So we'll do 1.jpg in the desktop. Okay, so now let's go to my desktop. I'm going to harvest my 1.jpg and put it right in my images table. Now, the beauty of this is because I have an ID, that can be my image source tag. Okay, so I can walk through here and echo out image source equals, and I'm going to go to images, and then I'm going to do .id .jpg. Okay, that's my image source tag now. So when I have my double quote like that, and I do this, and I can even do it dynamically with my alt tags. Alt tag equals title, like so. And Now I can even have a height. I'm just going to give it a height equals 100. It's because I just want it to be working properly. So let's go here, and now I'll hit that. Now I have strawberry shortcake. Here's my section. I would wrap the text around it, but right now this is my first real post, okay? But this is interesting because I want to really link to the interior page so we can read the whole strawberry shortcake page. So what we can do is maybe show the first couple of sentences, something like that, okay? And so let's focus on that. I am going to create a sentence array by exploding. If you've had WebD 166 before, you know what I'm doing. If not, what I'm doing is taking a string and turning it into an array of items separated by the period here. So if I do recipe here, I would get sentence array. Now watch what it says when I do this. It says this is the array itself if you look at this. But I have, this is the first sentence, second sentence, third sentence, fourth sentence. So what I'm going to do is maybe show the first 2 or 3 sentences and give it a read more to get the person to click into the next area. So all I'm going to do is, let's do a for loop. For scalar I equals 0, as long as I is less than 3, let's say, scalar I plus plus, now we have a loop and we can enter echo sentence array scalar I. Just like that, but we're going to concatenate it with a dot and a space so that we have on each turn this section. So at the end of this, what we're going to do is take our, and I should make it recipe equals like that, and we'll do a concatenation operator. So the point of that is that this recipe will be 4 sentences, and then we can add or append our read more link. So I'll do a dot equals after the loop is complete that has a hyperlink, and let's give it a little space here. href equals, and what was our interior page? I think it was just recipe.php. Yeah, recipes.php. Let's change it. Let's change it to recipe so we know exactly what we're doing here. So this will be recipe.php query string recipe ID equals dot scalar ID. And inside this section, I can do a read more, close my link, and then have that link at the end and then output it. So let's see what we've got now. I've got strawberry shortcake. Let's make sure I save everything. I do not want to oh, you know what? I need a recipe short. I'm going to return that as recipe short because I do not want to concatenate to the recipe itself. I just want a shorter version of it. So now I hit this and I get this. So I get 1, 2, 3 sentences and then a read more. And you can see that when we add more product here, we be able to click on recipe ID. So I don't have any in my comments here. I just have this section, and then the next link would be to that next section. So let's go ahead and I'm going to add another. Let's add another recipe real quick so you get a good idea of how this may play out. So let me go backwards. We'll go to desserts. We'll grab another dessert. Ooh, lemon fiesta cake. That sounds good. Let's do lemon fiesta cake. And here's our directions. Okay, so this is going to be something I put in my recipes. This will be called lemon fiesta cake. And I will add this as my section. I can click go. I'm not going to add the p tags for now because I just want to keep it going. And I'll add an image for my lemon fiesta cake. Hopefully we can open this image. Now this is going to be 2.jpg. So I'll do 2.jpg and we'll throw it in my desktop and then I'll copy it over into So this is the strawberry shortcake. I'll copy it over into my images again. So there we go with that. So I don't have any comments on this. I'm going to go ahead and add some more data, knowing that this recipe is 2. So let's insert, and let's see if Junk Food Junkie's back. No, we'll do Dessert Freak, and we'll give them 1995. They'll be young. And this is a users table, so Dessert Freak 1995 is row 2. And that Dessert Freak is going to make a comment. So that Dessert Freak is a user ID 2. I ate 10 of these at once. And the recipe ID is 2. So now we have a comment for that. And I can add another comment for the first recipe, which was the strawberry shortcake. This is sugar, wait, no, let's see. Great, and it has no calories. Actually, it does there. And then the IP address here, we'll have a new one. This is comment ID 2. So when they make a comment, this could be like user ID, comment ID 2, and IP address would be, we'll just make one up. So I'll do 78.181.82. It has to be below 255. And there's comment ID 2. So now I have a couple comments, recipes, users. That's everything's filled up. So let's go back to this section, the home page, and I have lemon fiesta cake. And right now I have read more. And oh, now see how this is right here? This has you see the read more here. What we can do is, because the recipe dot equals, we need to clear out recipe short. So on here I'm going to use this function, recipe short, and that would clear out that variable. And there we go. And again, you see that it's not really looking too good as far as, we'll add a break tag as far as formatting. But again, I would use something like Bootstrap, so I wouldn't even have to worry about it. You know, this is, hey, I'll tell you what, it's responsive right now. See, watch. But you know, right now this is very dependent on what goes in the database. You see that I have paragraph here, paragraph tags here. But what's important is we've set up the front homepage. So whatever you put else on this homepage is going to be gravy. You can make it look nice. So this is recipe ID 1 and recipe ID 2. And that closes out the video on the presentation layer for the homepage. Next video, we're going to make the presentation layer on the interior page for our final project.